The last invisible prison, trading hours for money.
Here's a plot twist nobody warned you about. You're already in prison. Not a prison with bars, guards, and orange jumpsuits. No, you're in a far more efficient, perfectly legal 21st century prison. One so invisible that you'll even defend it when someone points it out to you. It's called trading your hours for money. From the moment you're old enough to hold a job, society whispers the same fairy tale. Work hard, get paid, live happily ever after. Sounds noble, honest, inspiring even. Except here's the fine print. You're not selling your skills. You're selling your life in hourly installments. Every paycheck is just a receipt for the time you'll never get back. Let's break it down. You're not actually being paid for the value you create. You're being paid for the time you surrender. That's the deal. Whether you're flipping burgers or drafting corporate strategies, the game is the same. You give up slices of your existence. And in return, you get pieces of paper with dead presidents on them. The genius of this prison is that it's invisible. You're too busy inside it to notice. You wake up, drag yourself to work, clock in, clock out, repeat. And somewhere along the way, the routine feels normal. You might even brag about it. I put in 60 hours this week. Translation: I spent more than half my waking life making someone else richer. Why you'll never work your way out. There's this popular lie that you can work harder to escape the system. Newsflash: the more hours you sell, the deeper you sink. It's like bailing water from a sinking boat with a shot glass. The problem isn't how much you earn, it's how you earn it. Your income is chained to your time, and time is the one thing you can't produce more of. That means you've hit a built-in ceiling before you've even started. Even if you make $500 an hour, you still only have 24 hours in a day. And last I checked, humans need to sleep, eat, and occasionally binge watch something depressing on Netflix. Of course, the prison has a marketing department. They sell you on job security, as if your paycheck is some kind of force field against disaster. But you know what real security is? It's income that flows whether you're working or not. Passive income. Cash that shows up while you're sleeping, traveling, or ideally doing absolutely nothing productive. Job security, on the other hand, is like living in a rental apartment where the landlord can throw you out at any time. One recession, one corporate restructuring, one AI tool that can do your job better, and poof. Your secure income evaporates faster than your vacation days. The people you secretly resent, the ones with beach houses and casual Rolex collections, aren't selling their time. They're selling systems, assets, ideas. They build something once, and it keeps paying them again and again. Meanwhile, you're still punching a clock, congratulating yourself for getting a 3% raise that doesn't even cover the cost of eggs. The wealthy know that the true currency isn't money, it's time. The more of it they control, the richer they get. The more of it you sell, the poorer you stay. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Escaping the hour for dollar trap isn't easy. You can't just wake up one morning and decide, I'm going to stop selling my time. Bills still exist. Rent still wants to be paid. The way out is to start shifting your income source from time-based to value-based, from labor to leverage. That could mean creating something once and selling it infinitely, investing in assets that pay you back, or building a small empire that doesn't collapse if you take a day off. It's about building machines that make money without you constantly turning the crank. Machines don't get tired, don't need health insurance, and don't ask for vacation days. They just work. You want to know the final twist? The most dangerous part of this prison isn't the fact that you're in it. It's that you've been convinced it's freedom. You'll defend it. You'll tell people, at least I have a job, as if that's the pinnacle of human existence. But deep down, you know the truth. The freedom they sold you is just a nicer looking cell. The key has been in your pocket the whole time, but finding the courage to use it, that's on you. So, are you going to keep trading your life for rent money? Or are you going to start building a way out? Because here's the thing, the clock is ticking. It's not ticking in your favor.
You work, they sleep, and profit.
Ah, passive income, the mystical unicorn of finance. The shimmering promise that one day you'll stop sweating for your paycheck while money just strolls in like it owns the place. But let's clear something up. In the real world, passive income isn't passive. It's not sitting on a beach with a coconut while your bank account fills itself. That's a travel agency ad, not a financial strategy. Here's the ugly truth. Passive income is the art of getting paid. When you're not physically doing anything, but you still had to set up the machine first. And the reason it works is painfully simple. In this economy, ownership is rewarded more than effort. Look around. Every single day you pour hours into your job, and when you clock out, the income stops. No hours, no money. But while you're brushing your teeth at night, streaming a show, or yelling at your Wi-Fi router, someone out there is making money off work they did years ago or work you are doing right now. The streaming platform you're paying for? They built it once, and now millions of monthly payments roll in like an endless tide. The author whose ebook you bought? They wrote it one time, and now they re-getting royalties every time you or anyone else buys it while they re-asleep. In the shower, or binge watching the same Netflix series you are. This is why rich people aren't allergic to naps. They know their income is still working even when they're not. Now, here's where the sarcasm comes in. People talk about passive income like it's a magic portal you can just walk through after watching one. Get rich on YouTube video? Reality check? Most so-called passive income streams require months, sometimes years of upfront effort, investment, and learning. You need to either create something scalable, like software, books, courses, or a brand, or own something that earns while you sleep, like real estate or dividend-paying stocks. It's not magic, it's engineering. And just like real engineering, you don't build a bridge in a weekend and hope it doesn't collapse. You need a blueprint, tools, and the patience to deal with a few collapsed prototypes. The real game is brutally simple. Workers get paid once for their time. Owners get paid again and again for the same asset. That's why companies love subscriptions. You're basically giving them permission to automatically drain your bank account forever for something they built once. Gym memberships, streaming services, cloud storage. Congratulations! You are a monthly annuity for someone else's financial freedom. They worked to create it. You keep paying for it. They can sleep in, and you still fund their breakfast. Most people never set up passive income because it feels unnatural. We've been trained to think money must equal effort, and effort must equal hours. That's the industrial age factory mindset. Clock in, clock out, get paid. Breaking that conditioning feels wrong, almost criminal. Like, wait, I'm earning money and I'm not even in the room. Am I allowed to do that? Yes, you are allowed. In fact, that's literally how the wealthy operate. Here's the secret. No one in your HR department will tell you. The wealthy are not smarter than you. They're just playing by different rules. They spend their time creating, owning, or investing in assets that keep paying them later. You know, a song, a book, a piece of software, a rental property, or a YouTube video can keep making money indefinitely with zero extra work because of the internet. Algorithms and systems do the heavy lifting. Meanwhile, most people are still trading 5 days a week for 2 days of freedom, which they spend recovering from the 5 they just lost. The move is not to quit your job tomorrow and start selling hustle culture courses. The move is to start building something today while you still have active income that will keep paying you long after the first effort is done. Write the book, build the online course, start the podcast, buy the stock that pays dividends. Create the thing that works without you being there every second. Because if you don't, you'll always be the one working while someone else sleeps and profits. Passive income is not a dream, it's a design. And the day you stop thinking like a worker and start thinking like an owner is the day you join the side that can finally take a nap without checking if they still have money in their account. So what's it going to be? Keep fueling someone else's passive income or start building your own?
Making money while you sleep. The only legal crime for those who cracked the system.
Let's get one thing straight. If you make money only when you're awake, you're doing capitalism wrong. You drag yourself out of bed every morning to clock in, answer emails, and drink lukewarm coffee in a fluorescent-lit office. There's a very special group of people out there making money while they're drooling into their Egyptian cotton pillows. And no, they're not luckier than you. They just understood the system before you even realized there was one. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The economy was never designed to reward effort. It rewards ownership. Effort is a cute fairy tale they tell you in school. so you grow up obedient, punctual, and totally broke. Meanwhile, the real players figured out how to build systems that keep printing cash without them lifting a finger. Passive income sounds romantic? The phrase itself is like a lullaby for the financially exhausted. Make money in your sleep. But behind the Instagram-ready slogan is something much less magical and much more strategic. Here's how it actually works. 1. You create something that doesn't die after you walk away. This could be a song, a book, a course, an app, subscription service, basically anything that doesn't stop existing the moment you stop working on it. You build it once, and it keeps living in the market like an economic zombie. Except, instead of eating brains, it eats other people's wallets. 2. You automate or outsource everything. If you still have to check in every day to keep the money flowing, congratulations. You just built yourself another job. Real passive income is when the system runs without your constant micromanagement. Think of it like a vending machine. You stock it, leave, and let strangers feed it coins while you're somewhere else entirely. 3. You scale it without adding more work. Selling one thing to one person isn't impressive. Selling one thing to 100,000 people while you're at the beach is... That's why the rich obsess over scalability. It is the difference between a side hustle and an empire. The salaried masses keep playing the dumbest game in finance, trading time for money. It's a currency exchange with the worst conversion rate in history, because your time is finite, but the cost of living is infinite. If you stop working, you stop earning. If you get sick, you stop earning. If you get hit by a bus or by burnout, you stop earning. The system loves this setup because it keeps you chained to the grind, terrified to unplug even for a second. Let's murder the hard work pays off once and for all. Hard work does pay, but only if you're working on the right thing. Digging ditches in the sun is hard work, but it won't make you rich. Selling software to 1 million users that will. The uncomfortable reality is that the rich often work less once their systems are in place. Their income often grows faster without them. That's the magic of leverage. Separating effort from results. Passive income is basically the legal version of a crime syndicate. You set something up, and it keeps extracting money from the market while you're doing something else. The only difference is that instead of laundering cash through offshore accounts, well, sometimes they do that too. You're just collecting royalty checks or subscription fees. The system doesn't punish this behavior. It celebrates it. In fact, it practically hands out awards for best ongoing extraction of consumer funds. Why most people will never get here? Because they're too busy working. Seriously, the irony is brutal. The harder you work in the system, the less time you have to work on building something that frees you from it. Most people are so deep in the daily grind, they cannot even imagine taking the time to create something that earns on its own. They're trapped in a loop. Work, spend, repeat. Meanwhile, someone else is collecting their Netflix subscription fee for the 48th month in a row. Making money while you sleep isn't just about freedom or financial independence. It's about power. Power over your time, your choices, and your sanity. It's about escaping the hamster wheel so you can run your own track, or stop running altogether. So here's the choice. Keep playing the old game, sweating for every dollar like it's 1850. Or figure out how to build something once and let it feed you forever. And when you do, don't be surprised if you start sleeping a lot better. Egyptian cotton helps. But so does knowing that every snore is making you richer.
Subscriptions, royalties, and digital deception. How to charge forever for something you made once.
There's a certain kind of genius in creating something one time and getting paid for it forever. No, I'm not talking about writing a song in your basement and then retiring in a Malibu mansion, while Spotify streams it into infinity. I'm talking about the real art form of the 21st century, monetizing laziness at scale. You see, the subscription model is the single most brilliant scam in modern business, and people love it, not just tolerate it, love it. Humans have evolved from "I'll trade you 3 goats for a bag of grain" to "Here, take $14.99 from my card every single month until one of us dies." It's capitalism's equivalent of a slow, warm bath. You barely notice you're drowning. The trick is simple. Sell something that feels too small to cancel. $7 a month? $9 a month? You spend more on coffee foam? The beauty is in the psychological anchoring. If the payment feels insignificant, people never ask, "Wait, how much am I paying for this in a year?" Because if they did, Netflix subscriptions would vanish faster than your paycheck on tax day. In royalties? Oh, that's just subscriptions older, classier cousin, write a book, record a song, license a photo, and then watch the checks drip in like passive-aggressive reminders that you did something valuable. Once, the money isn't tied to your current productivity. You could be lying face down in a hammock somewhere and still, the royalties roll in. That's not just business, that's legalized sorcery. But here's where it gets fun. The digital era has taken this idea and strapped a rocket to it. The algorithm is now your unpaid, tireless sales rep. You create something, upload it, and the algorithm decides who gets to see it, how often, and whether you're going to be living off champagne or instant noodles. Forget publishers, forget record labels, your business. Partner is now a piece of code that works 24/7 and doesn't even have the decency to answer your emails. The one-time creation, lifetime payment model works because humans are predictable. They crave convenience, they hate change, and they're terrible at canceling things. You think you're selling a product, but really, you're selling comfort. You're reoffering them the chance to not think about something. And people will pay endlessly for that privilege. 90% of members stop going after 3 months, but they keep paying because canceling feels like admitting failure. Businesses aren't just selling services. They're selling self-delusion on a monthly billing cycle. And then there's the upgrade trap. Once someone's in the system, you can keep tweaking the offer, adding premium tiers, exclusive bonuses, and magical limited-time offers. Netflix went from mailing DVDs to streaming to producing original shows, all while slowly nudging prices upward like a frog in boiling water. And the frog? That's you smiling, paying, convincing yourself it's worth it, because what if you miss that one show everyone's talking about? But don't think for a second that the creators are just artists or visionaries. They're engineers of attention. The digital royalty game isn't about making something timeless. It's about making something sticky. A song that lives in your head. A book that gets turned into a series. Of course, that's updated every year so you never unsubscribe. They're not just making content. They're redesigning recurring revenue machines, disguised as entertainment or education. And here's the final irony. Once you understand this game, you stop being a passive victim of it and start playing it. Suddenly, you're not just the subscriber. You're the one with the product, the system, the infinite billing cycle. You start thinking, what can I make once that people will pay for forever? It could be an ebook, a course, a membership community, a piece of software. Doesn't matter, as long as it ticks 3 boxes. Solves a problem, is hard to replicate, and is cheap enough that no one ever cancels. In the end, subscriptions and royalties are the ultimate expression of financial leverage. They turn time into a multiplier instead of a limitation. They free you from the hamster wheel, and they do it in a way that's so subtle. Most people don't even realize you've escaped. While they're trading hours for dollars, you're trading creativity for an automated cash flow. The system is rigged, yes. But the beauty is, once you know how it's rigged, you can rig it for yourself. So stop thinking like a customer and start thinking like the person sending the invoice. That's where the real freedom is. Not in canceling your subscriptions, but in becoming one.
The myth of just work hard and you will make it.
Ah, yes, the oldest fairy tale in the capitalist bedtime storybook. If you work hard enough, you will succeed. The problem? It is just that, a bedtime story. And like all good bedtime stories, it was designed to make you sleep, not wake up. Because if you are asleep, you will not notice that while you are working hard, someone else is working smart. And mostly they are working you. From the time you are a kid, society spoon feeds you this sweet, sticky syrup of hope. Study hard, get a good job, work tirelessly, and eventually you will be rewarded. Sounds wholesome, right? Like a Disney plot? Except in this version, Prince Charming never shows up. The castle is in foreclosure. And the glass slipper was sold at a pawn shop to cover your student loans. The truth is, the system does not reward hard work. It rewards ownership. It rewards control over assets, not sweat. If hard work was the golden ticket, every construction worker, single mother, and nurse pulling double shifts would be a millionaire by now. But they are not. Why? Because they are playing in the wrong game entirely. Hard work is the treadmill. You keep moving, but you are not getting anywhere. Ownership is the escalator. You stand still and still go up. Here's the brutal irony. The more you believe in the work hard myth, the less likely you are to question where your hard work is actually going. Spoiler alert, it is going up the chain to someone else's balance sheet. Your time, energy, and even your health become deposits in the wealth account of people who figured out the game a long time ago. And the system loves that you believe in this myth. It is the perfect disguise. Because think about it. If everyone realized that working harder in the wrong system is basically digging a hole faster, they might start demanding a ladder instead of a better shovel. But ladders are dangerous for the people at the top. They do not want you climbing. They want you digging. This is why motivational posters in offices love phrases like hustle harder or dreams do not work unless you do. It is corporate caffeine for the soul. It perks you up, keeps you grinding, and conveniently distracts you from asking, wait, why am I hustling this hard to make someone else rich? It is not inspiration. It is behavioral control. Am I saying you should not work hard? I'm saying you should work hard on the right things, the things that actually belong to you. Work hard building your own equity, your own skills that cannot be outsourced, your own systems that make money while you sleep. Work hard on creating leverage, because without it, all the hours in the world will not save you. The ugly truth is that work hard and you will make it works great. For the people who hire you, you will make them richer. You will make their dreams come true. You will make their portfolio grow. Meanwhile, you will get a polite thank you email, birthday cupcake in the break room, and maybe a 3% raise that does not even keep up with inflation. Congratulations, you are a loyal hamster on the wheel. So here's your wake-up call. Stop treating hard work like it is a religion. Hard work is a tool, but if you are using the wrong tool for the wrong job, you are just wasting energy. You do not win by out-sweating the competition, you win by out-positioning them. Shift from being the labor to being the leverage. Stop renting out your hours and start owning the machine. Because at the end of the day, the rich are not rich because they work harder than you. They are rich because while you were busy clocking in, they were busy clocking ownership. And if you do not change the game you are playing, you will die believing the same bedtime story you were told as a kid. Except this time, it will be the story you tell yourself to explain why you never made it.
The part where you realize it is all rigged.
Here's the thing. Everything we have just unpacked, every scam, every too good to be true promise. Every system that looks suspiciously like a slot machine in a tuxedo was not a glitch. It was the feature. You were never supposed to win. At best, you were supposed to feel like you were winning, so you would keep playing. It is like those casino slot machines that light up and flash congratulations. When you have actually just won 75 cents after spending $1, you are technically winning. In the same way, eating a lettuce leaf at a barbecue means you are full. And here is the punchline. They have sold you the idea that this is freedom. That swiping your card, upgrading your phone every 18 months, and posting photos of your coffee like it is a luxury experience is your choice. But here is the dark little secret: they built the menu. You just picked from it. They engineered your expectations so low that financial independence now means being able to pay your bills without having a panic attack. And they pat you on the back for it. That is like giving someone a medal for treading water while the ship sinks. While you were busy fighting over the latest phone model, chasing exclusive discounts that are not exclusive at all, or working overtime for a 3% raise that gets eaten alive by inflation, guess who is not distracted? The people running the show. The ones who make more money in their sleep than you make all year. The ones who have figured out that controlling attention is more profitable than controlling money. They do not care if you have opinions, as long as those opinions keep you scrolling, shopping, and showing up to work on Monday. They will even let you be Madonger cells, just as well as hope. You are a customer either way. You have been told that if you just work harder, hustle more, and believe in yourself, you will get there. But there is not a place, it is a moving target. You get the promotion, and suddenly you need the bigger car. You buy the bigger car, and suddenly you need the bigger house. You get the bigger house, and suddenly you are supposed to have the right vacation photos to match it. That is not lifestyle progress, it is lifestyle inflation. And it is designed to keep you running in a hamster wheel so shiny, you do not even notice the bars. Here's what they will not post: that the majority of people will retire poorer than they are now. That debt is the default, not the exception. That even good jobs now pay you in stress and coffee instead of stability. That the so-called middle class is shrinking faster than ice in the Arctic, and No one is sending a rescue team. But hey, as long as you can afford avocado toast and a streaming subscription, everything is fine, right? That is the sales pitch. Keep calm, keep buying, and do not ask questions. So what now? You've got two options. 1. Keep playing the game the way they designed it, hoping you will be the one exception that makes it. 2. Learn the rules so you can break them strategically. Breaking the rules does not mean quitting your job and moving to a yurt, unless yurts are your thing. It means questioning every financial decision they have programmed you to see as normal. It means saving when you are told to spend, investing when you are told it is risky, and working for yourself at least as hard as you work for them. It means understanding that the goal is not to have more money, it is to need less from their system. Because the less you need from them, the less control they have over you. And here's the twist. They will call you selfish. They will say you are paranoid. They will warn you you are missing out. Of course they will. Your independence is bad for business. If you are not buying, not borrowing, not subscribing, you are a glitch in the matrix. Glitches are dangerous. So yes, be the glitch. Break the illusion. Because once you see how the game works, you stop trying to win it. Start building your own. And that is when the house really loses.